The Sussexes hanging by a thread as Netflix boss demand answers after failed attempt in Jubilee. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have to explain to company bosses in the US why they were booed during their visit to the UK, according to a royal commentator. British royal family news shows that Prince Harry and Meghan Markle were met with boo-birds during the recent return to the UK. It happened after they left 2 years ago crying and whining about not getting enough allowance and other assorted slights. Needless to say, the British public were not impressed with them, and as they left the service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral, Brits expressed their feelings. The Markles came back for Queen Elizabeth's Platinum Jubilee and tried to make it all about them, but the royal family had their number. The royal commentator claimed that company bosses at Netflix, Spotify, and Penguin Random House, who all have deals with the Sussexes, want answers about the reaction. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex were greeted by a smattering of boos by a hostile crowd outside the service of Thanksgiving at St. Paul's Cathedral during their 4-day-long Queen's Platinum Jubilee celebrations earlier this month. The couple were being filmed by Netflix cameras during their stay in the UK, and the boos were caught on camera. Speaking on his YouTube channel, he said, "As members of the royal family, you are used to being warmly welcomed at events, and any protests or unwelcome reactions are controlled by the police. Meghan Markle ought to have a reason for hatred from Britons in her next meeting with Netflix," says expert. He also asserts the boos outside St. Paul's Cathedral on Queen's Thanksgiving service was a massive shock for the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, who now has to explain the unpopularity to financial boss Netflix. He explained, "As members of the royal family, you are used to being warmly welcomed at events, and any protests or unwelcome reactions are controlled by the police. But as celebrities, you can't really control the crowds. And that is what happened when Harry and Meghan rocked up outside St. Paul's Cathedral as part of the Thanksgiving service. When they got back to the States, they worried about your perception, especially to company bosses at Netflix, Spotify, and Penguin Random House, and they have to explain exactly where those boos came from." Mr. Sean continued, "Harry and Meghan's team have to explain away to people why they were booed. According to a very good source, this unwelcome reaction came to Harry and Meghan as a very big shock. They found out they are not as well loved as they thought." Mr. Sean noted that others were booed at the event, including Prime Minister Boris Johnson, who was met with boos and whistles by frustrated spectators. A poll released on the eve of their visit showed that Harry and Meghan's popularity in the country had sunk to an all-time low. The research, carried out on 1,692 adults in May, asked whether they held a positive or negative opinion of the Duke and Duchess. Just 32% see Harry in a positive light, compared to 58% who see him negatively. Meghan Markle's net favorability has also dropped from -39 to -42 in the latest poll. According to Sean, "We can explain the boo simply, they came from the public who despise the greedy, no-talent slackers." Sean is being generous when he says, "That is not to say they do not have fans in the UK, they do, but it is a mixed bag now, after their outspoken comments." After being booed, the shocked pair ran home to Frogmore Cottage and skipped out on a planned event they committed to. The eco-warriors then fled home early on a private jet, for the second time abandoning the Queen when the heat got to be too much.